It began quietly on August 6, 2025. The James Webb Space Telescope went into emergency override, not for a black hole or a supernova, but for something far closer and far stranger. A comet, or what appeared to be one, designated 3I Atlas. At first, it was dismissed as another interstellar traveler. But the data told a different story, one that defied every law of natural chemistry and motion. The first shock came from its composition. At 6 astronomical units from the Sun, too far for any comet to be active, 3I Atlas was violently venting gas. But not water vapor. Carbon dioxide dominated its emissions, 8 times more abundant than water. Even more disturbing was what Webb found next: powerful nickel spectral lines without a trace of iron. In nature, nickel and iron are inseparable partners. Yet this object had separated them completely. The ratio, 40 parts nickel to 1 part iron, was impossible without technology, intent, or energy. Then came the motion. Within 3 days, 3I Atlas began to accelerate, smoothly, precisely, and far too powerfully to be caused by sunlight or sublimation. For an 11-kilometer-wide body, the acceleration was equivalent to a massive ship powering forward in the vacuum of space. The rhythm of its movement followed a perfect 7.2-hour cycle. Every interval, it brightened like a clockwork beacon, a mechanical pulse instead of random rotation. Scientists proposed it could be a light sail, a hollow structure catching solar radiation. But its light curve was too deliberate, too consistent. This wasn't chaos. It was control. And when every natural explanation failed, one chilling possibility remained. 3I Atlas wasn't a comet. It was engineered. A machine. Or perhaps something worse, a probe still functioning after millennia. As the data deepened, the fear grew. The object's emissions carried not just gases but a faint electromagnetic rhythm, a pulse encoded in prime intervals and Fibonacci ratios, patterns that mirrored natural laws and biological symmetry. When converted into sound, the frequency resembled a mathematical heartbeat, steady and deliberate. If it was a message, it wasn't sent through radio, it was written into chemistry itself. Then Earth began to react. Deep beneath the southern hemisphere, ultra-low-frequency magnetic pulses began to echo the same 7.2-hour rhythm detected from the object. These pulses weren't from the sky. They came from the ground, as if the planet itself was resonating in response. The idea that Earth could hear the signal terrified researchers. Perhaps this wasn't a new event, but a reactivation of something ancient. Trajectory data made the situation even more haunting. 3I Atlas wasn't drifting by chance. It was navigating through the solar system with impossible precision, avoiding planetary gravity wells, adjusting its velocity like a programmed vessel. When plotted forward, its path aligned with a theoretical gateway beyond Saturn, an area once hypothesized as a gravitational corridor to interstellar space. And then, just as Webb prepared for a second scan, it went dark. The nickel emissions vanished. The light curve flattened. Within 11 hours, the object stopped glowing entirely, as if it had shut itself down. For a time, scientists thought it was gone. But radar tracking told another story. It had changed course, turning back toward the inner solar system. Not toward the Sun, but toward a stable region between Earth and Venus. The move was subtle, deliberate, and utterly unnatural. At MIT, an AI trained on the Webb data uncovered an even deeper pattern. The emission intervals formed a three-dimensional helix, eerily similar to biological structures like RNA. Some researchers speculated that 3I Atlas wasn't just